Hello and welcome to my channel, Duckpotatoe's World. Today I will be showing you all of the beading techniques used in my Happy and You Gnome It hat. You're going to need 340 to 380 yards of a sport weight yarn. For this demonstration, I'm going to be using Newest Sport by Stolen Stitches in the colorway Bare Necessities. You're also going to need 245 size 6-knot seed beads. That's about 25 grams. And then you're going to need some kind of tool to string them. So this pattern uses pre-strung beads. So this is just a dental floss threader. That is one tool you could use. The thing that I use is this Beadsmith Big Eye beading needle that I got from Bead Biz. But I will demonstrate how to use both of these tools. Let's begin. Okay, we're going to begin by threading our yarn into the floss threader, like so. Then I'm going to just scoop up the number of beads that I need. I like to do them in groups of 10 since I want to string on about 245. In fact, I'll probably do 250 beads just to make sure I have more than enough in case something happens and I miscount or something. But I usually do it in sets of 10. Just scooping up the bead onto the threader. And then you just pull it down once you have the number of beads you want. And I will slide this all the way back down. Here's my ball. All the way down to my ball. And that's my first 10. And I'm just going to repeat this until I have 245 to 250 beads on my yarn. So 2, 4, let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And when I do this and I'm counting originally, I leave a little bit of space so that if I lose track of where I'm at, I can go back and count by tens, 10, 20. I'm going to show you the process with the Big Eye needle. This is my favorite tool. So it looks like a little wire, but it's actually two, and they separate and open up like this. The same way I did with the floss threader, I'm going to thread my Big Eye needle, and I'm just going to do my 10 beads onto my needle. Whoops, I got some fuzzies. This is kind of sharp, and it will split your yarn if you're not careful. I can usually get more on this Big Eye needle at a time than I can with the floss threader. And it's a little faster because it's a little stiffer. So there's 10, and just like before, you're going to just slide it all the way down well onto your yarn. I'm going to go thread the rest of these, and I'll meet you back and show you how to do the first bead stitch, which is the insert bead. All right, so here I'm going to show you how to do the first bead stitch, which is an insert bead. What we're going to be doing is putting a bead in between a knit and a purl stitch. So you can see here's your knit column. There's the bead, and kind of scrunched up underneath there is the purl column, and then your next knit column. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to need 3 beads because we have 3 columns. So you're going to want to slide 3 beads up closer to your needles. Not right up against them just yet, but we're getting close. So we can see here my next stitch is a knit. And then my next instruction says IB, insert bead. So I'm going to go ahead and bring one bead all the way up to my right hand needle. And then I'm going to work the next stitch, leaving that bead on the ladder in between the two stitches. Then I'm going to continue with my pattern until I get to the next instruction for an insert bead. So here we are again. My instruction said knit, insert bead, purl. I'm going to bring that second bead all the way up on my yarn so it's right next to my right hand needle, just kind of lines up in the back. And from here I'm going to purl. So I'm going to bring my yarn in front, purl, and that's going to leave that bead on the ladder between my knit stitch and my purl stitch. And I'm going to continue and knit and purl until I get to the next insert bead instruction. Alright, so right here, this time I purled first. I'm going to insert bead and then knit. So I've done my purl. Here's my insert bead. I'm going to slide that bead up to the right hand needle and knit the next stitch. And that bead will just sit there right there on the float. And that's how you do the insert bead. Next I'm going to show you how to do the bead stitch. It's just the bead, no inserting. Alright, now I'm going to show you how to do the slip with bead. So we are on round 24 and the first instruction says to knit to the marker. So here I am. I've knit to the marker. I'm going to slip the marker, which just means to move it from the left hand needle to the right hand needle. Then my next instruction says to knit and then slip. So all of the stitches are going to be slipped purlwise and moved from the left hand needle to the right hand needle without being worked. My next instruction says to knit, and when I do that you'll see I've created a little float across that unworked stitch in the back of my work. So knit, slip, knit, and then my next instruction is a slip with bead. So in order to do that, I just need to slide a bead up to my right hand needle and slip the next stitch. That's it. That will put everything in place moving forward. The next instruction says to knit, and when I do that, you see the bead falls right into place on the back of my needle. My next instruction says slip with bead again, so I'm going to bring the bead up and I'm going to slip. Then it says knit, slip, knit two. So there I go, knit. I'm going to slip one, I'm going to knit two, and you can see both of my beads there on the wrong side of my work. Then my next instruction says I'm going to do a slip with bead, a knit, and a slip with bead. So here's my bead. I'm going to slip, knit, and I'm going to slide up another one, slip with bead, and knit. Then I'm going to knit two, slip and knit, knit two, slip one stitch, and knit. And now I'm going to slip with bead, knit, slip with bead. So there's my slip. Here's my bead, and you can slide the bead up before you slip it or after, it doesn't matter. Just don't forget to slide it up. Knit. In fact, I usually go ahead and anchor my needle and then slide up my bead just to keep me from dropping anything, and then I complete the slip. Then it's going to be knit, slip, knit, and then I'm going to slip my marker and I'm going to knit all the way back around to the beginning of round. Thanks for joining me. Hopefully this will help you make the perfect Happy and You Gnome It hat.